Hello student, welcome back for the class of MBA semester 4 International Marketing Environment. Today is our lecture number 32, 33 and 34. Here we are going to start the third unit and the topic for our today's discussion is institutional infrastructure for export promotion. So, the objective of our today's session is help to understand the concept of institutional infrastructure for export promotion and other related matters. So, the contents of our today's session are institutional infrastructure for export promotion. See, under the various types of policies by the government of India, government has made a lots of mechanism for the promotion of export as well as import, under which they were set up the different types of machineries, institutions and organizations that comes primarily under these institutional infrastructure for export promotion. So in the beginning we will start with the objectives of export promotion. Institutional assistance for export promotion: Ministry of Commerce, autonomous bodies, public sector undertakings means PSUs, advisory boards, attached and subordinate offices, other measures for export promotion. So let us start the discussion by means of using our first topic, that is called the objective of export promotion. As we know, the different types of plans and policies of government of India, specifically the EXIM policies or foreign trade policies. The government has taken the several measures to boost up the economy as well as to promote the international trade across the various countries, for which they were started the different types of institutions and organization that will help both the exporter as well as the importer of the country by means of providing the relevant information to them time to time. So they were set up one of the major objective in their policy to promote the export, and to promote the export they will have some different objectives of export promotion: compensate the exporter for high domestic cost of production. Companies, okay, those who are domestically operating and they were heavily producing the goods or services on the basis of high cost of production, and it is not utilized in the domestic market, it is quite necessary to compensate them specifically. So maybe the producer as well as the exporter has been promoted over here. Provide necessary assistance to new and infant exporters to develop the export businesses. Government of India has tried from time to time to provide the necessary assistance to the existing exporter as well as the new exporter, those who are going to start their new businesses, okay, either in the form of export. Increase relative profitability of the export business vis-a-vis the domestic businesses. It does not mean that the government are only focusing on the domestic markets. It is quite necessary to promote the businesses internationally and simultaneously to increase the profitability of the export businesses, so that the government will earn the foreign revenues, okay, and by means of that one can channelize the country's resources appropriately, for which the government of India has set up the different types of institutions. So let us have some discussion on that. So as we were mentioned earlier, okay, when we are talking about export marketing, so how to enable that export marketing particularly from the country like India? So government has proposed the several organizations like India Trade Promotion Organization, EPCS, commodity boards, export development authorities like MEPIDA, EPIDA, Indian Institute of Foreign Trade, Indian Mission Abroad, etc. So government were set up the different objectives from time to time under the different plans and policies, and for which they were established the number of organizations in promoting the different commodities exports, not only the commodities but as well as services also we were started exporting from India itself. So apart from these organizations, okay, these organizations are exclusively used for export promotion, and thereby we are concentrating on the export side, particularly from the country itself. So how to boost up the economy by means of export, and how to concentrate on that export sector by means of enabling this institution in providing some sort of assistance, okay, that will provide some sort of export assistance or facilities for export promotion, that comes under this topic. So first one, the central authority under the government of India will be called as the Ministry of Commerce. Okay, those who will try to plan the policies and regulate the international trade related activities primarily from the country like India itself. So India's primary authority is nothing but the Ministry of Commerce, those who will promote and regulate the foreign trade from India. So this ministry has been elaborated some organizational setup. So under the Ministry of Commerce, there are several organizations, several institutions. The primary responsibility of this institution to regulate the international trade and to promote the international trade by means of using export. Under the Ministry of Commerce, there is one department called as Department of Commerce. That Department as Commerce has various roles and responsibilities and the matter connected with the foreign trade. Okay. Even various businesses that are operating domestically also, that requires the permission from the Department of Commerce. So this include the commercial relation with another countries, promotion, regulation of foreign trade and state trading, that comes under the Department of Commerce. So under the Ministry of Commerce, there are several departments that comes under directly, okay, Department of Commerce. Actually these are called as different departments or divisions that will directly report to the Department of Commerce. So they were having administrative and general division, finance division, economic division, trade policy division, foreign trade territorial division, export product division, service division and industries division. So there are primarily these 8 divisions are there, under which, okay, the complete Department of Commerce will run different types of commercial activities, and they will try to provide the different sort of assistance for the export promotion to the exporters. The first type of infrastructural setup was set up by the Ministry of Commerce, that is called as commodity boards. So nearly there are 8 commodity boards were set up by the government of India to promote the export of various commodities. So there will be coffee board, tea board, cardamom board, rubber board, coir board, central silk board. Okay, some boards are there, that is called as All India Handicraft Board, All India Handloom Board, to promote the handloom and handicrafts also. Okay, so these are called as the statutory commercial boards, which are primarily responsible for production, development, export of various types of commodities, say for example tea, coffee, rubber, spices and tobacco. So in all there are eight commodity boards are there in India. So this is called as the first autonomous body which was set up by the government of India. The second autonomous body is called as Export Inspection Council. So this Export Inspection Council, also called as the statutory body that would be primarily responsible for enforcement of quality control and compulsory pre-shipment inspection on various exportable commodities. Now, this Export Inspection Council will act as a controller, okay, for quality inspection whenever the exporter they are making product available for export, okay, by means of using some shipping. Okay, so during the shipment inspection, these quality control measures can be conducted by export inspection authorities, and which was set up by the government of India according to section 3 of the act, Export Quality Control and Inspection Act 1963. And there are some clauses, okay, of 22 of 1963 in order to ensure some sound development of export trade of India through quality control and inspection and the matters connected thereof. So these authorities, export inspection authorities, okay, they will visit the docks, okay, wherever the material has been loaded on, material has came for the shipments. Okay, that material may be a raw material or finished goods. Okay, so when before the loading of the product, these export inspection authorities, okay, they will conduct the quality control inspection with respect to that particular commodities or goods. Even they sometimes voluntarily communicate to the exporters that they can declare themselves that they are having a 100% export oriented goods. So in that case the authorities will directly visit to their industries or their manufacturing plant wherever some random inspections or voluntary inspections could be conducted by themselves. The third autonomous body which was set up by the government of India is called as Indian Institute of Foreign Trade. So this IIFT has been registered under the Societies Registration Act, and this is one of the premier institutions, okay, that will not only provide the education, okay, as well as training to the different types of personnel those who are involved in the international trade. Okay, so there are lots of functions that IIFT would conduct. The first one we call as training for the personnel along with some modern techniques of more international trade, organization of research in problems of foreign trade. They are primarily conducting research also, and they are disseminating the lots of reports. Organization of marketing research, area surveys, commodity surveys or market surveys has been primarily conducted by IIFT. Dissemination of information from time to time with respect to different research and market studies can be published in several journals and other reports time to time, or even on their websites also. The fourth autonomous body would be called as Indian Institute of Packaging. Again, this Indian Institute of Packaging has been registered under the Societies Registration Act, and primarily that will guide the exporters or industries as well as the manufacturers how to have a good form of packaging, particularly during the process of export. So the main aim of this institute to undertake some different forms of research on raw material for the packaging industry, organizing some training programs on packing technologies, and stimulating some conscious of the need or goods or packaging technologies, and stimulate some conscious of the need of good packaging. So this IIP has been primarily arranging different sort of training program, including some different sort of packaging technologies, and they will inform the exporter, producers, and manufacturers how to use these technologies time to time, particularly during the export purposes. The fifth form of autonomous body which was set up under the government of India is called as export promotion councils. So different export promotion councils has been set up according to some different type of commodities or some particular kind of goods. So nearly there are more than 32 export promotions councils are there which are operating in India. Along with EPIDA and MEPIDA, we will have the list of these export promotions councils. We will see later on in the next slide. So there are number of export promotions councils which are directly under the control of Ministry of Commerce. So again, these councils are registered as a non-profit organizations under the Companies Act 1952. So these councils will provide some advisory type of information to the exporters with respect to various types of commodities and their export related matters connected therewith. So these councils are also registering the authorities under the import policies for the registered exporters. Even there is a mechanism for the exporter to get registered along with these export promotion councils directly. Those who want to those who want to export or import some type of products. So there are different export promotion councils are there which are operating in India. Say for example, Indian Silk Promotion Council, Powerloom Development Export Promotion Council, and so on. So let us have the list of these different export promotion council. April Export Promotion Council, okay. Basic Chemical Cosmetic Dyes Export Promotion Council, Carpet Export Promotion Council, Cashew, okay, Export Promotion Council, Chemical and Allied Product Export Promotion Council. Similarly, on different types of commodities and items, we will have different export promotion councils. Even in case of services, we will started. Government of India has started the Service Export Promotion Councils. So lots of councils they will try to provide the assistance to the exporters. Okay, even exporters could get registered under these EPCs. Okay, so as to get some sort of assistance from this export promotion council whenever they require to make an export or import of any type of goods and services. The sixth autonomous body which was set up by the government of India is called as FIEO. This is called as Federation of Indian Export Organization. Okay, FIEO. So FIEO is one of the central institution or called as an apex body of various export promotion organizations and institutions. Now, under FIEO, some several types of organizations would come, okay, and these organizations that they will provide different types of services to the exporter as well as importer, okay. So FIEO is the collection of various organizations that we can say, okay, and they will primarily servicing agency to provide integrated assistance to the government, okay, recognize export houses as well as central coordinating agency in respect of export promotion efforts in the field of consultancy services in the country. So this is one of the central institutions, those who can directly report to the Department of Commerce as well as Ministries of Commerce, and they acting as a form of consultant to the government, and they are primarily providing some sort of assistance to the government as well as export houses, star trading houses, okay, even superstars trading houses and so on directly, okay, to the different agencies. So they are primarily involved in some sort of research and communicating this research to Indian organizations time to time. The next autonomous body would come, that is called as Indian Council of Arbitrations, and again this ICA was set up under the Societies Registration Act. Now this ICA has been primarily providing the different types of services whenever there is some sort of problems in the international trade. So this will promote the process of arbitration among the exporter as well as importer, okay, for the settlement of any commercial dispute, and popularize the arbitration among the traders, particularly those who are engaged in the international trade. There are some various types of disputes, some commercial dispute, payment related dispute, foreign exchange related dispute, okay, any other money matters that are involved in the international trade. So ICA has been set up, okay, particularly to safeguard the interest of the exporter, so that they could not make any loss over there. So ICA will primarily assisting them. The another autonomous body which was set up under the government of India, that is called as MEPIDA, Marine Products Export Development Authority. Okay. So this is called as a MEPIDA, which is primarily responsible for the export of marine products, okay, or sea products. So MEPIDA has been set up as a statutory body in 1972 under the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, particularly for the promotion of export of marine products from India. So government has been of keen interest in promoting the export, not only with respect to the goods as well as services, but some other products, okay, say for example sea products or marine products, say for example fish, okay, or lobsters or so many other fishing products are being there, okay, so which can be get exported from the country like India, because India is having a huge coastal area wherever fishing and other related activities goes. It acts as a coordinating agency with different central and state government established and engaged in the fisheries production and allied services. It also provides different types of services and acting as a coordinating agencies. Even government of Maharashtra also having the fisheries department, so they will provide some sort of information assistance to them also. The ninth autonomous body which was set up by the government of India is called as APIDA. APIDA means Agriculture and Processed Food Products Export Development Authority. Agriculture and Processed Food Products Export Development Authority. This is called as APIDA. APIDA was set up in 1986, okay, and particularly for the agricultural exports, okay, as well as marketing of processed food, okay, processed food products which are also comes under the category of agricultural exports. So APIDA tries to promote the goods or services which are primarily belonging to the these agricultural goods or services. So promotion of export oriented production, development of certain scheduled products. So there are some list of products only for which the EPIDA could be get responsible, and they will only promote some agriculture goods and services. Setting up the standards and specification of these scheduled products, so they were made some standard which they have to be followed by the Indian exporters of agricultural goods. Registration of exporters for scheduled products on payment of required fees. Even any exporter, those who want to export the agricultural goods, they can get registered under the EPIDA. Okay, improving packaging as well as marketing of scheduled products. So these are the primary activity that goes under the EPIDA. The next autonomous body that comes under the government of India, that is called as ITPO. Okay, so that ITPO would stands for India Trade Promotion Organization, ITPO. So this ITPO came into force from 1992 and merging together with some other authorities, that is called as Trade Fair Authority of India, TFAI, and Eastwhile Trade Development Authority of India. Actually, these ITPO, India Trade Promotion Organization, they do try to promote the export, import, or upgraded technology through using some trade fairs. So all over the world, there are this ITPO is organizing some different types of large multinational trade fairs across the various parts of the world. Okay, wherever large number of exporters as well as importers can meet over together. Okay, they will also disseminate some trade related informations. Even they are organizing some trade exhibitions also, okay, across the world. So they will disseminate, they will they will undertake some publicity through some print and electronic media. Okay, they will organizing some visits to the foreign buyers and other traders. Okay, particularly for the promotion of export. Okay, organizing some international meetings and conferences also. They will take some delegations from India to abroad so as to look for some new form of services, technological know-hows, particularly to display the products abroad. Okay, so lots of activities that they are conducting in organizing the export development programs, buyers sellers meet, conducting some promotional programs, integrated marketing promotion program, particularly for trade and industry across India. Okay, not only within India but also outside the India also. Okay, so they are organizing different trade exhibitions, trade fairs. Okay, at number of places. After the autonomous bodies, government has also set up the machinery under the institutional infrastructure for export promotion, and that is called as public sector undertakings. So these public sector undertakings are directly comes under the administrative control of Ministry of Commerce. So government of India has set up some public sector undertakings, those who can look after the different types of services, particularly for export promotion. So they were set up State Trading Corporation of India, this is called as STC, and its subsidiaries. So through which across India they are providing services. Apart from that, okay, another organization, this is called as the Mineral and Metal Trading Corporation of India, this is called as MMTC. Okay, that is primarily responsible for the export of minerals and metals from India, under which they were having Mica Trading Corporation, some other trading corporation like Spices Trading Corporation, and similarly under the public sector undertaking they were set up ECGC also. Okay, so Export Credit Guarantee Corporation. So this will provide the some sort of uh, assistance in the form of mm, to protect the exporter from varieties of risk. Okay, so that the risk of exporter can be get reduced under the different schemes whichever has been provided under ECGC, that is called as they are providing that credit risk insurance. Okay, so that we are going to discuss in the forthcoming session, ECGC. The next institutional infrastructure is called as advisory board. Okay, the government has set up the different types of advisory boards, okay, under the Ministry of Commerce, and this advisory board will provide the information to the government and as well as to the commerce minister, okay, from time to time, even particularly for budgetary purposes from time to time. Okay, this central advisory council on trade will provide the lots of information. So this will consisting of the representative from different organizations and individuals with business standing and expertise in the field of trade and commerce. And primarily these central advisory council will provide some sort of advices to the government time to time on various matters which are relating to export and import policy programs, operation of import and export trade control, organizations and development of commercial services, export credit guarantee corporation, and primarily the chairman of this council would be what, commerce minister. So this central advisory council will try to provide some sort of suggestions and advices to the central government mainly on export import policies as well as foreign trade policies. Okay, even to control the export and import by means of using importing some sort of restrictions on import and promoting the export, incentives for export has been decided by them. Okay, so different other commercial services are provided by this central advisory council on trade. There are some attached and subordinate offices which are coming under the Directorate General of Foreign Trade. This is called as the Office of the Directorate General of Foreign Trade. In general, we will call them as Videsh Vyapar Mahanideshanalay. Okay, so this is called as DGFT, Director General of Foreign Trade. All international trade related activities goes according to whatever type of plans and policies which are recommended by DGFT. Even DGFT will grant some sort of licenses for even for export as well as import. So DGFT has been responsible for the execution of different types of export import policies of the government. So they are primarily the implementer. So they are primarily responsible for execution of the export import policies. They will also issue the export import licensings which are related with iron ore, steel, ferroalloys and other related items. DGFT has its head office in New Delhi and subordinates at different parts of the country, particularly wherever the ports are located. So the earlier the office of DGFT was known as Chief Controller of Import and Export. Nowadays we will call as the Director General. Okay. So earlier it was Chief Controller of Imports and Export, CCIE. The another office which was set up under the government of India, that is called as Director General of Commercial Intelligence and Statistics. So this is one of the authority that will collect the different form of statistics across the country. Okay, whichever number of whichever type of export has been happening or import has been happening from the country with respect to various commodities. So they primarily collect the data and try to conduct some sort of research from time to time, okay, and monitor exactly how much would be the total export with respect to that commodities or total import with respect to that commodities, and providing that information to the government from time to time. So they will this is called as the central agency, okay, that will generate some lots of intelligence and research based on some sort of statistics. So they will collect some trade statistics from time to time and disseminating that information on their websites, even in journals and their reports. This kind of information can be helpful in framing the economic policies, formulating some trade agreements. So we India has conducted different trade agreement with some other countries. So these authorities, they will try to collect a lots of information on trade related matters with different countries also, whether we should have to involve in the trade agreement along with this country or not. So they will primarily provide the guidance to the government, okay. So that will also helps in settlement of commercial dispute also, okay. And they were having their own commercial library which can be also useful for the different exporters, importers, research scholars within India itself. Similarly, the government of India has set up another body that is called as Office of the Development Commissioners for, okay, export processing zones, or FIZ, that they were started, okay. So for each free trade zones, okay, FIZ means free trade zones, or export processing zones in the country. The government has initiated some development commissioners, so that development commissioner could be get responsible for the administration of that different types of export processing zones, or free trade zones whenever it is necessary. So these authorities, they were primarily the implementers of the different plans and policies of the government. They will make these sufficient forms of infrastructure, rail, road, network, okay, electricity, water, okay, that could be made available under the different EPZs. Similarly, the government of India has tries to promote the export promotion by means of using the different other measures. So what are the other measures which the government of India has taken from time to time? So government has initiated with different types of incentive schemes. So duty exemption schemes or duty drawback scheme has been already launched by the government of India under the different foreign trade policies. Similarly, they will offer the income tax concessions. Okay, there are some awards for exporters. Okay, those who can promote the businesses. Okay, from India itself. Some sort of production assistance has been there in the form of some quality control inspections. Okay, from time to time. Some sort of marketing assistance has been also provided to the different exporters as well as importers. So there are some different schemes whichever has been initiated by the government of India. So they will launch market development assistance, okay, so as to make stand into the export businesses, foreign exchange related matters, okay, and dispute related matters, trade fairs and exhibition related, for which ITPO was developed, okay, for export risk insurance, EPCG was assisted, okay, to the exporter. Even for finance, okay, different financial institution has initiated the process. Similarly, quality control and pre-shipment measures, okay, that are primarily directed for the exporters as well as producers to conduct the inspection at even factory premises. Okay, lots of voluntary measures has been there. So these are all the different sort of measures whichever the government has taken from time to time, to, particularly to promote the exports from India. So that's all about our today's session. Thank you very much.